and Fez show, and it is 1 week from tonight when we're going to broadcast live from Dave & Buster's. Make sure you join us at the White Flint Mall in Bethesda.
Yeah, stay close to your phone. In a little while, we'll give out some more of those power cards, Fez. So when you come out to see us, you have some power cards so you can play the game at Dave & Buster's.
The 21-year-old whose affair with Mary Kay Letourneau when he was 12 and that resulted in 2 kids, he's fighting a court ban keeping him from seeing Mary Kay now that she's been released from prison. Shouldn't they be allowed to see each other?
Seems like it works. Seems like they like each other. They're trying to put a family together. I mean, obviously, it was wrong when he was 12, but now he's 21. He doesn't see himself as a rape victim. He wants to be with her. What's the big deal?
And they're going to run into each other because she gets supervised visitation rights with the children that they had together.
They'll be just looking at each other across the room.
I have the feeling that they have to have supervised visits because she'll start to date her own child that she had with this kid.
Yeah. What about his Uncle Yokozuna? Is he going to come in and maybe take both of them out, keep an eye on them? Maybe they can just go see The Rock somewhere?
He threw salt in her eyes as soon as...
I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
So he turned.
Yeah. And so it's real ugly between the families.
Jimmy Snuka came over. Look, we don't want you here. We do not want you here.
According to the 9/11 Commission report, days after the attacks, a Pentagon official suggested that we hit targets in Paraguay, Brazil, and Argentina to throw off the terrorists in Afghanistan. So we would attack South American targets.
Now, we know that there's this Al-Qaeda targets down there?
Yeah, they said there was terrorist targets in South America that we could have hit.
Yeah.
And I guess that was to throw everyone off and think that, all right, we think it's the Latin Kings or whatever, the South American terrorists.
Well, it's not the same terrorists, though, that we're fighting now. It's like Coke terrorists.
That's what I would think. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's Al-Qaeda. I don't think so.
Yeah, it should be. We should be attacking the Al-Qaeda terrorists, not just other terrorists. That's just my own thing.
And this suggestion came up with the fact that they realized, you know what, there's not a lot of good targets to hit in Afghanistan. So if we attack another continent, South America, we go way off the charts. Boy, will we surprise them.
That would have been a surprise. We all would have been surprised if we saw that we were bombing Brazil.
Yeah, if we had attacked Carnival, it really would have looked even weirder in the days after 9/11.
We did not find Bin Laden. We do have Pele, and we plan on dragging him behind a Jeep through the streets.
He'll be in a butt pyramid before you know it. President Bush and John Kerry campaigned blocks away from each other in Davenport, Iowa, and while they did, 3 banks in the town were robbed.
I love this. This sounds like a movie, Fez, where the guy knows exactly where all the cops are going to be and hits 3 banks at the same time. This is brilliant.
The only way it would have been better is if it was that bank-robbing gang from the Keanu Reeves surf movie, The Ex-Presidents.
Yeah.
And they were wearing those masks and robbed the bank while the 2 presidential candidates were in town.
Why not go as the current presidents, where you just show up and you're the 2 presidential nominees, the vice presidential nominees, everybody's having fun with it.
And then it's like, can you identify who robbed the bank? Yes, it's that man speaking at the podium there. I know he has a long face, but I think it's a mask.
And I believe one of them was Condoleezza Rice. And the real one, because there was no mask.
And she took my car and baby.
And I would have got away with it, too, if not for you teenagers.
Chrissy Gephardt was the first candidate voted out of the reality show American Candidate.
Way to let your dad down.
She had the fewest people at her kickoff rally. That's what caused her elimination.
They had the dad and the maid. That's all that showed up for a kickoff rally, Fez. It was terrible.
So these people are on a reality show to see who can run a good campaign to become president. This girl gets her dad to introduce her, the former minority leader, Dick Gephardt. Patrick Kennedy, a congressman, is there at the rally. And these Gephardts still can't pull off a win. What the hell is wrong with them? They've got everything. She could have had Tom DeLay anywhere there if she wanted.
Too many easy things to rhyme with their last name. That's what the problem is. And you're not going to win the big one with that name. All right, give us a call now, 866-277-4969, 866-277-4969. Pick up some power cards so you can play the games at Dave & Buster's, where we're going to be doing a live remote next week. 866-277-4969.
Charlie Daniels is telling Arab American groups in Michigan that the line in his song, "This ain't no rag, it's a flag, and we don't wear it on our heads," is not racist.
No, it's not.
Is it?
No. Not at all. So he's saying, look, I'm just talking about the terrorists, not all the people who wear turbans.
Right, exactly, yeah. It's those he's anti-terrorist.
Right.
But this is just a flag. This is a flag that's pro-American.
Right. But that's why, like, let's say you're anti some kind of criminal, and you use the N-word. Everybody's going to go, well, and then you go, hey, I don't mean all the people. I just mean the ones that are criminals. People are going to get mad. Here's what gets to me about Charlie Daniels. And you went to see him not too long ago, right?
Yeah, I saw him at Celebrate Fairfax, and I found him to be delightful.
This is your gimmick. You got to back it up now. You got to say, I'm big fat Charlie Daniels. I don't care what anybody says. And you're playing to your audience.
Well, when he was there at doing that concert, he started out a song by going, "I want to dedicate this to Saddam Hussein and his sons, Mr. Uday and Mr. Kuzay." And then he went to that whole Eagles Been Flying Slow thing.
Oh, yeah, well, which it actually wasn't dedicated to them, but, you know, back to Iran 20-some years ago. First of all, before you talk about other people's headgear, you've had the same big dumb hat on for 30 years, Charlie, and it smells and it stinks, and nobody writes a song about you. The second thing is, if this is your gimmick, you got to back it up. You can't say, I'm Charlie Daniels and I was misunderstood. I think we'll pick this up later in the show tonight, Fezzy, because on the AOL for broadband, they're questioning people of, are you upset? People like Bruce Springsteen and REM, Pearl Jam are all doing this tour this year. Do you not like it or not appreciate it when you go to a concert and those people take political stances?
With me, they're not going to change my mind, so I really don't mind it that much.
Nothing could change your mind. Half the things you believe on, you've made up yourself. But I know you say that, but why not be open-minded enough to it to go, perhaps I will. I'm a big fan of REM. I think the guy's good. I'll listen to what he has to say. Doesn't mean that you should go, I'm mad and I won't listen to this, and I have my own mind or my own faith. Why not just go there like you would any show or any movie? Guess what? People may have an angle. I personally, it doesn't bother me, but I would like to hear about it a little later on in the show.
Madonna is opening a Kabbalah primary school in New York.
Finally, because I tried so hard to get my kids into a Kabbalah primary school, and the waiting list is just phenomenal.
This would be nice. Kids all walking in with the bracelets and everything. It'll probably be a lot, just to go to school with Lourdes and Rocco, if they attend.
She actually had to open up a school where her kids are going to be the coolest and already have the biggest angle. Their mom is going to own the school. Now, I thought they all lived in England.
They do, yeah.
Why did they open up this school in New York?
I don't know. Maybe they feel like there's a bigger market for it there in New York than in London.
Really trying to make cash, and she's going to move the kids to New York and open up a Kabbalah school.
Yeah, I think for it to be successful, she has to go where she can get people into it.
But she's got money. I don't know why she would. I thought maybe this was just to raise her kids a certain way. Not, I've been going over the numbers here, crunching some numbers. There's big money in private schools.
But they always go to that Kabbalah Center in Los Angeles. It's like there's only one Kabbalah Center.
Yeah.
So maybe she's like trying to open an East Coast branch.
Yeah, and starting with the babies. That's the beautiful thing of it. We haven't worked out everything with the religion, but you kids are in. I think they're going to have a terrible football team, and I'll just leave it at that, Fezzy. I don't think anyone is going to be afraid of the Fighting Kabbalists.
She's already elected herself president of the PTA.
I'm the parent here. I'm the parent and the teacher.
After losing to Italy, the U.S. Olympic basketball team needed a buzzer beater from Allen Iverson to beat Germany.
Yeah, stinks on ice, Fezzy. This team, I don't even know if they're going to get a medal. And the whole reason why we brought the pros into this is so that we could win medals And these guys don't even seem like they want to play.
Yeah, this exhibition game, Germany is a team that didn't even qualify for the Olympics.
Right.
So they're not even going, and barely beat the Germans.
And back when we had the first Dream Team 12 years ago, we thought to ourselves, we'll have gold medals for all time now, even though we almost did up to that point when we were just running college kids. And maybe we ought to get back to that. Maybe what we really need is a national team that practices together, guys that want to play on it, and not worry about bringing the pros in.
I think it was Iverson. It was someone on the Olympic team who said, we have to get used to playing in front of people that don't want to see us win. And I'm thinking, you play in the NBA, half your games.
You play in Philly. Trust me, you should know how to do with bad fans. They hate you there, Alan. And I don't care if you score 40. They still can't stand you. It's just the way they are.
This is going to be a mess. They're going to go there, and you're right. They're not even going to get a bronze.
Oh, man. I can't stand the thought of us not winning the basketball gold. It drives me crazy. Let alone somehow our baseball team doesn't get in. That I don't even understand. I feel like I'm crazy. I'd like to cancel the Olympics.
It steps backwards. We are finding new ways to harm our country and harm our people.
Here it is.
Our enemies are innovative and resourceful, and so are we. They never stop thinking about new ways to harm our country and our people, and neither do we.
That was Allen Iverson speaking after the game last night. I think we're our own worst enemy.
Italian-American groups are threatening to boycott the sponsors of Growing Up Gotti unless it's taken off the air. One group says it makes Italians look like bums, bigots, and buffoons.
And?
That was it.
Oh, okay.
Is this show really doing harm to Italian-Americans?
Well, it's showing the stereotype, Fezzi, but it's a reality TV program. That's the problem. This is the second time that this team has gotten together to say we don't like the way reality television portrays Italian-Americans.
And that was the last one was that show, The Family on ABC.
Right.
Again, they're not portraying Italian-Americans. They're not putting them in a role. They're showing what a real family looks like.
Now, here's what I'm thinking, though. If you're so assimilated into the American culture, and you're saying there's no difference at all, there's nothing different about our personalities, how do you end up with an Italian-American club? Why would you people gather together to celebrate your uniqueness if you turn around and tell us there's nothing unique about us? What are you looking at? Hey, you drive me crazy.
Stop looking at us. Don't notice us. And this is like 5 different Italian-American groups that are doing this.
Yeah, sure.
To Growing Up Gotti.
Right.
Whenever there's a good show on with really good-looking kids, they always try to cancel it. I don't know why they have to try to boycott and kill everything that's beautiful.
Would you stop, please? Where do they see Growing Up Mussolini? They're really going to hate that show.
Boy, talk about being portrayed in a bad light.
Bing, pow, bing. You saw his head. It was out to here.
A Spanish reality show is offering contestants a chance at a green card to enter the U.S. by putting them through Fear Factor-type stunts.
Oh, I'm so uncomfortable with this.
Is this too much? Too much on this one?
Why not just have an Ethiopian show where they go, what would you do for food? It's embarrassing. These people, they only want to get into the country. So now they got to eat worms or whatever it is to get in.
That's exactly one of the things. They got to eat tequila worms.
Oh, God.
You nailed it, my friend. You should be writing for Spanish reality television.
In my mind, I am, Fezzi. In my mind, I am.
And the green card is not guaranteed. What you win is access to immigration lawyers for 1 year to try to hopefully speed up the process to get you into the country.
What network is going to show this?
This is like a Spanish-owned station. So far, it's only on in L.A.
Any Telemundo that's carrying?
No, not even. It's like one of the Spanglish channels where it's a guy who owns just a few stations across the country.
It's owned by Cheech. Cheech has come up with this while he was high and thinks it's a funny idea.
This one I wouldn't mind checking out. My Uncle Ike, he came to this country by jumping off the work train while it was running. While it was still in the States on its way back to Canada.
Was he gay, too?
What do you mean, too?
I just was curious. Something Dub said to me earlier.
No, he was not gay. He was a train jumper.
Dub, show me $1.
Visiting the land of remake-believe, Columbia Pictures will be producing...
Did you just do one of those funny, stupid kind of TV news promos?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I love that one.
But your voice is way too bad to pull that off. Joining in the ranks of TV remake, believe. Why not just say in the lighter side of the news?
I thought it was clever.
You know something, Dubs? Here's your buck back. Because I think he's lying. Take your $1 back.
The Columbia Pictures will be producing a remake of the Richard Pryor, Jackie Gleason movie, The Toy. With this one, they want to take out the racial aspect, so I guess it'll be a white kid and a white toy, they say.
Yeah, well, there goes the comedy.
I can't imagine doing The Toy again without Richard Pryor.
I couldn't imagine Richard Pryor doing it. That's where I suffered. I felt worse that he did that movie, along with Gleason, rather than the fact that somehow this will be taken from us doing a remake, believe. You're turning into Paulo on me. We actually have a review of this film. Here it is, Fez.
Our enemies are innovative and resourceful, and so are we. They never stop thinking about new ways to harm our country and our people, and neither do we.
Still is good. This really doesn't lose.
That's the president of Columbia Pictures. They're also working on a big screen version of I Dream of Jeannie. They're the ones doing that.
Good. Who's going to star as Jeannie?
It was supposed to be Jessica Simpson was the only name I heard come up with that, but of course that's from her father, Mr. Simpson.
Right.
Homer.
Now he's going to now he's going to turn around and give it to her little sister who's got a better selling album.
And in the remake of Herbie the Love Bug, Matt Dillon has been added to the cast as the villain, along with Michael Keaton and Lindsay Lohan.
He'd be better off turning gay tricks. It would be, I would have more respect for him if he says, my career's fallen so far that I have to turn gay tricks, than if he says, I have to do Herbie the Love Bug.
I'm waiting for Jack Black to get the Buddy Hackett part in this.
Yeah.
Just to round out the cast.
Well, he's too busy doing King Kong.
Oh, that's right.
And Green Lantern. Hollywood stinks on ice. It's just the worst possible thing.
And The Rock, his next movie is called Gridiron Gang, about a counselor who puts together a football team with kids that are put in juvenile detention.
Oh, great. I'll call the folks at Little Giants and tell them to prepare again. They're needed.
So we'll do a quick pick here. Would you rather see The Rock's jailhouse football movie Gridiron or Adam Sandler's jailhouse football movie, the remake of The Longest Yard?
Can I shoot myself in the eye instead?
That's not a choice.
Give me Adam Sandler.
At least with that one, you get to see Goldberg. And Hulk Hogan, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be...
Stone Cold.
Yeah, it's a great film. What are you going to do about it? All right, we're going to take a break, Fezzy. Why don't we come back and pick it up with... do you want to hear people on tour? If you're going to a show, do you want to hear their political points of view? Does it matter to you? Does it not matter? 866-277-4969. 866-277-4969. Back in just a few moments. It's the Ron and Fez Show.